Hello everyone, I thought I'd do a helmet cam voiceover for you today. The exercise that we do in this lesson, it's not difficult, but it can use some explanation, so I thought this would be a good video to test out the new helmet cam commentary on. So you can see I'm riding Roger today, there he is, good boy. First good boy of the video, drink every time I say good boy, don't, you'll end up in hospital. So I'm just adjusting my stirrups before getting on, just checking his girth. You'll notice here, Roger has a little bit of an issue sometimes when you're mounting, where when you put your reins into one hand, he will snatch and snatch like he is there. It's just a nervous habit. It comes out in the winter time, actually more than the summer. So that's quite irritating, but also he started to walk off the second you've got your foot in your stirrup. So you can see there, I'm just halting him and making him take a couple of steps back, just as we have mounted at the block. It's fine for me and for other people to get on, but if a child or someone less experienced is getting on him, he is a riding school pony and he does need to learn to wait sometimes, which can be a little issue for Roger. So here we are, just starting off our warm-up in walk. My reins are quite long, there is a contact but it's not a very firm one. I'm just letting him have a little look around and a stretch, which is how I like to start off. I don't like to start them off tight, it's not very good for them. And then once we've had a little walk around in the walk, we do the exact same thing in the trot. Same thing, not loose reins but also not a tight contact. You can kind of see the movement in my rein there. And we start with circles and lots of transitions. You see there, I didn't really have to touch my rein during the downwards transition. I just used my seat and he came back to me nicely to walk over the poles there. They are trotting poles, but I like to just walk over the poles to start with, just so that they can find their feet and not scare themselves. And the all-important girth check. Never forget to check your girth.
How's you feeling, sir?
Good boy. Another nice transition there, straight back from the trot to the halt, and he was actually halted square there as well, which is good for him. And up into the canter. This is our first canter of the lesson, I believe, so it's not the best canter in the world. He's not very balanced and he just needs to sort of stretch his legs a little bit, which is fine, but hopefully you'll see some improvement in the next canter. And whoa, good boy. This is after we've cantered a few more times and for a little bit longer around the school, and this canter is a lot more powerful and a lot more balanced than the one you just saw. It's hard to tell from the helmet cam, but I can tell you it felt a lot better. Good boy. And now we're just trotting over the poles, making sure we keep them straight and moving at a steady pace. We don't want them rushing. And keeping them straight before, during and after the poles. Good boy, Roger, that was really nice. And here I needed to adjust my stirrups, and oh my god, was Roger annoyed with me for spending so much time doing it. Alright, oh no, I'm taking a long time, I'm sorry. So much judgment.
Is it like giving you the hurry up
Yeah, what are you doing? And then back down over the trotting poles the other way. And as punishment for me taking so long to do my stirrups, Roger decides to throw in a little spook to keep me on my toes. Was that scary, Rog? Not quite sure what he saw there, but it's probably best not to ask when it comes to Roger. Back down over them, and no spooking this time. Clearly it was a one-off. Good. And a pat, because that was very nice. So this is the first little jump of the exercise, a very small cross pole on a circle, just coming from the trot. You'll see that we do most of this exercise from the trot. It's very important that both horses and riders are able to jump from the trot, even over a very small jump such as this one. But it really helps give the horse and rider time to see what they're doing, because the point of this exercise is for the horse to not know where it's going. So it's the rider's job to turn the horse at the right time before and after the fence. The horse doesn't know which jump it's going to jump, and it doesn't know which direction it's going in after the fence, because of course the horse is going to want to nap back to its friends, and it's our job as the rider to say, nope, you're turning this way, and making sure the horse goes in the direction that we want it to go in. So here we're moving on to jumping a very small upright at an angle, again from the trot. You see Roger's ears flicking back and forth there, going, really? You want me to jump this? I suspect he's thinking, you idiot, this isn't the angle you're supposed to jump jumps from, but that is the exercise.
As long as one of you are, that's fine.
And then I think here we put them all together. So we start with the cross pole, then across over the angled fence. Roger thought we were going right there, and I had to really tell him to go left, so that was good, because he's starting to question now where we're going rather than just pulling me into the fence. I'm sure you are aware, and your horses do the same thing, where they lock onto a jump and they sort of think they know where they're going. And this exercise is really to stop that and really to get the horse sitting back and listening to you, the rider.
So that when you come across there,
Is that to your standards, Roger?
you can just give me
Is that acceptable?
I just swapped my stick. The lady on the grey pony Maverick wanted the short stick that I had, so I swapped because I wasn't using mine. And now I think we incorporate some canter. Yes, there we go. So trotting again over the cross poles and then cantering over the little uprights in the middle. Really nice flying change over that one. Back to trot straight away, trotting over the cross pole. So not only do the horses not really know where they're going, they don't know what gait they're going to be in, they don't know whether they're going to be asked to canter or to come back to trot, and that's another excellent thing to keep them on their toes. And here, Roger almost comes back to trot because he doesn't know where he's going, and I'm actually having to tell him as the rider, which is fantastic because, again, he's one of those horses that really locks on and you have to sort of make it very clear when you are or aren't going to do something.
Good boy. Good lad.
And this is just our little warm down, so really encouraging him to stretch over his back. His little ears there are so cute. Did you see them flicking back and forth? You see there he has a good stretch in the trot, which can be difficult for some horses. You really have to encourage them down into the stretch from the trot. But there in the walk it's a lot easier. He really, really wants to stretch down. That wasn't the world's most difficult or taxing exercise, but actually there was a lot of twisting and turning and lots of transitions, so it is really important to let them stretch at the end of a session, just like you would after a workout.
Good lad, Rog. Good boy.
So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Hello. Good lad. Good boy, Rog. That's one. And two. Treaties. Good boy.